Donald Trump visited a military camp with a sense of purpose and determination that reflected his personality and the way he approached leadership in every sphere of life. He arrived at the base during the early morning hours, when the camp was already awake and alive with the rhythm of drills commands and the daily responsibilities that shape the lives of those who wear the uniform. The atmosphere was strong, disciplined, and filled with the energy of men and women who dedicate themselves to protecting the nation. As Trump entered the camp, he was welcomed with a ceremonial guard that stood firm and straight. Their eyes followed his every movement, and their discipline displayed the honor that military life represents. The former president raised his hand in acknowledgement and moved forward with the stride of a man who had spent years in the spotlight, addressing crowds and leading through turbulent times. His presence was met with both admiration and curiosity, because every word he spoke carried significance among those who served. He began by touring the camp facilities, meeting officers, soldiers, and recruits who trained hard each day to master their skills. He watched carefully as groups of young soldiers performed tactical exercises that demonstrated their preparedness. Their boots struck the ground in unison as they carried out maneuvers that symbolized order and unity. Trump nodded and remarked on the importance of strength and readiness in maintaining the safety of the nation. He expressed appreciation for the sacrifices that every soldier makes, whether in training or in combat. In one section of the camp, he stopped to speak directly to a group of recruits. They stood at attention, but he encouraged them to relax so they could hear his message with comfort and understanding. He told them that service in the armed forces was not just a duty, but a calling that demanded courage, loyalty, and resilience. He emphasized that those values would remain with them throughout their lives, even after they left military service. He reminded them that America relied on their dedication, and that history would always honor those who gave everything for their country. Trump then visited the camp hospital, where injured service members were being treated. He walked through the halls, speaking with doctors, nurses, and patients. Many of the wounded had sustained injuries in training or in missions abroad, and their spirits were strengthened by the support of their comrades and leaders. Trump listened to their stories and encouraged them to stay strong. He assured them that their bravery was recognized and that the nation remained grateful for their sacrifices. He shook hands with veterans who had returned to share their experiences with the younger generation, reminding everyone that the bond between soldiers transcends time. Later in the day, Trump held a meeting with senior officers in the strategy room. The walls were lined with maps, charts, and communication equipment. The officers briefed him on training operations, readiness levels, and future plans. Trump listened attentively and offered insights drawn from his years of experience in national leadership. He stressed the importance of ensuring that every soldier was properly equipped, trained, and supported. He also spoke about the need for strong leadership, both within the military and in government, to keep the nation secure. He encouraged the officers to continue building morale among the troops, because the strength of any army begins with the spirit of its people. Following the meeting, he moved to the outdoor assembly ground where hundreds of soldiers had gathered to hear him speak. The sun shone brightly overhead, and the American flag waved in the breeze behind the podium. Trump stood tall and began to address the crowd. His words were strong, direct, and filled with passion. He praised the dedication of every service member, reminding them that they represented the heart of the nation. He spoke about patriotism, discipline, and the power of unity. He told them that no matter how great the challenges may be, the spirit of America would always endure through the bravery of its armed forces. He reminded the soldiers that serving in the military was not only about defending borders, but also about defending principles such as freedom, justice, and the dignity of every citizen. He spoke of the history of the nation and the battles that had been fought to preserve liberty from the Revolutionary War to modern conflicts. He said that every generation of Americans had produced heroes who carried the torch of freedom, and that the soldiers standing before him would continue that legacy. The crowd of soldiers responded with enthusiasm. Their voices rang out in cheers and applause that echoed across the camp. Trump raised his hand once more in gratitude.